Hey y'all, today I created this makeup look from the Morphe 35F Fall Into Fabulous palette. If you want to see how I got this look, please stick around. Hey you guys, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. First of all, I wanted to apologize for not uploading yesterday. I've been having a severe case of not being motivated lately, and yesterday was one of those days. And I know Saturday I said I was going to upload on Sunday, so I just want to apologize. So today I brought out some old and new makeup to try, so let's get into it. So first, for primer, I want to use the Louise Pop and Shine Go for Gold. This is the Hydra Glitter Bubble Primer. See, it's got little bubbles in it. I guess that's where the glitter is. And this claims to blurs imperfections, minimizes pores, and creates the perfect base. I've used this once before, and it's Louise, so I'm sure I loved it. And I guess once you squeeze this out, the bubbles will pop, and that's where the glitter comes from. So let's just see. Oh, it smells like the beach. It smells like suntan lotion, and I love that smell. Trying not to go in with so much primer because I know that I do that regularly. I use too much primer, but I think I need a little more on the forehead. Just a little dot. Maybe another little dot. I don't see glitter, which is good because I don't really want glitter in my primer, but it does leave like a nice radiance to the skin. Yeah, there's not a lot of Louise products that I don't like, if any. So I just want to press that into my skin to get it really absorbed in there, since it is more of a hydrating primer. I don't really see how it's blurring my, what is it? Blurs pores, minimizes pores, blurs imperfections. I'm not really seeing that like how you would normally on one of these kind of primers. I'm not really seeing that, but I like it because it's Louise, and I love Louise, and it's just a nice primer. It's nice and hydrating. So usually you don't get hydrating and blur or pore blurring, whatever, in the same product. So I don't know. It looks okay. My skin looks all right. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look bad. It looks all right. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. That was a lot. And this is in the shade Porcelain. And I'm just going to put this right on my face because that's what I've been doing lately, is just putting stuff right on my face. And if that's not enough, we'll go in with some more. I don't know if this is I think this is a foundation sponge brush. It goes on a little bit yellow because that's how all of the foundations are from LA Girl. But once you get the rest of your makeup on, you won't really see it. To be fair, I don't really know what my undertone is. I'm guessing pink, probably my undertone, since I'm so fair. I know it's not yellow. So I don't know. I'll have to go to a makeup counter one day and find out, because I don't know how else to find out what my undertone is. But then that's not really going to work, because then I'd have to walk up to the counter without makeup on, and there's no way I'm doing that. Oh, it's raining. I'm trying to use less foundation because I notice like at the end of the day it lifts and separates and that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to use less and kind of go in with like layers of products, but thin layers of products, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to take a sponge. What sponge do I want? This one, I guess. And pat that in with my sponge. Can you tell I haven't filmed in a little while? I did my live stream on Saturday, but before that it was Wednesday. So I filmed. This is my second time actually filming a video in the last 5 days. That looks like I need another layer, but I'm not going to go in with another layer because I think another layer would just be a little too much. So like I said, I'm trying to go in with thin layers of a lot of product. So for concealer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade, wow, that's small, Fair Rose. I'm going to put this on my eyelids too, in the very inner corner where it's dark. I've been watching this show lately called Into the Storm. It's about people that record like tornadoes and stuff on their cell phones. Tornadoes, hurricanes, you know, all of that kind of severe weather. Really cool show. Fortunately, I've never been in a major hurricane. The major hurricanes all came before when I was living in Denver. But when I moved home, when I moved back to Orlando, it was in the middle of a hurricane. So I'm going to go take my contact out because I forgot, and I'll be right back. I don't want to get a bunch of powder in my contact, so that's why I took it out. Trying to get way into that inner corner because that spot can get really dark on some people like myself. You want everything to be even, or I do anyway. Look at me talking to y'all like this is a tutorial. I don't do tutorials. For bronzer, going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. This is in the shade Fair Pale, and this is her here. And I'm bringing my bronzer way up on my cheekbones, so when it blends out, it blends kind of down. And then that way some of the makeup goes into the hollows of your cheeks, but you don't want all of it there because it can make your face look weird. You want your face to be all lifted. I do anyway. I'm going to go in with a sponge and blend that out. I think I blended it out too far or too much. I need to put some more on there. And I am going to put it a little bit lower because it didn't blend down the way I expected it to. So I'm just going to put it a tad bit lower. Not so high up. See, there's a spot like right in the middle. Try to blend it in towards that spot, but put a little bit more on right in that area. And then blend around it. Okay, now I feel like it's a little bit too low over here. So I'm going to take my concealer and I'm just going to draw a little line. I'll do that on both sides just to make sure they're even. And then I'm going to let that sit there for a second. Just let it dry down for just a minute. Might as well blend out all the harsh lines while I'm here. Oh, I'm using the wrong sponge. And then I'm going to take my sponge and carefully kind of pull that down and then blend it out. And I'm going to take some more concealer and I'm going to run it down the center of my nose, the Cupid's bow, and my chin, just a little bit, and a little bit right here on my forehead. I don't usually do this, but I saw somebody doing it and I wanted to see how it looks. I'm going to blend that out just a little bit and come back to it. Thinking about contouring my nose today too. That was way too much concealer on my forehead, so I'm going to go back in with my bronzer sponge and go back over it. Let me go back into it. I'm just dipping my sponge right into the product. And then I'm going to take that bronzer sponge and I'm just going to tap that on the sides of my nose to kind of bring the shape back to my nose because I put too much concealer on it. And these are just things that I'm trying that are new. These are just things that I'm trying. All right, for liquid blush, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Camo liquid blush in the shade Coral Crush. I'm going to put this right up here. I'm going to blend that down into the bronzer a little bit. And then go in with my concealer sponge and get rid of those harsh lines. If you accidentally blend too far in or too far up, you can fix it with a concealer sponge. Works like magic. Okay, I'm gonna grab my MAC Studio Fix powder, and this is the, whoops, wrong brush. This is the pressed powder, and if I can find the right brush, just gonna take a little bit of that and kind of go around my T-zone and on top of my eyes because I haven't set that yet. I don't like to go right in with a loose powder because the stickiness of my face will grab it and make it patchy. So I like to go in with just a thin layer of pressed powder. Just everywhere I put the concealer. And then excuse me. And then I take my loose powder, which today I'm using the Beauty Creations Bifilter powder. Dump some out into the lid. I'm going to take my sponge that has the flat end on it, and I'm just going to dip that in there. Smush it on my hand, and then go lightly under my eyes. In my T-zone area, and I'm picking this up straight from my hand. Pick up a little more from the lid, smash it on my hand. Get on those smile lines. It can be a little bit thicker on your face. It just under your eyes. You don't want too much powder because it will make you look dried out and it's just not a good look. Okay, I'm going to dip into the loose powder now, and then I'm just going to tap that off and set the rest of my face. I know I don't usually do this step, but Jaclyn Hill said you need to mattify your makeup. If you want it to last all day, you need to mattify your makeup and then go back in with the dewiness that you want via the setting sprays and the highlighters. You can add that dewiness back in. I haven't really had a problem with my makeup staying all day, but I just wanted to try this and see how it worked. So I'm just going to go back in a little bit more under my eyes. And I know I just said don't do that, but I want to brighten them up a little bit. I'll just put extra setting spray there. This is probably where I should go in with the triangle sponge, but okay, and then for setting spray, I'm going to use the Lacura setting spray. I don't know what this claims to do. It doesn't say anything really. It just says setting spray. So I'll use it. I did a couple extra squirts because I know I put powder all over my face. So I'm going to let that dry down and I'll be back. For highlighter, I'm going to go in with the P. Louise Whatever the Feather highlight. And let me show you what they look like. And I think I'll go in with the, I really love the silver, but I think I want to go in with the gold today just because I'm going to be wearing like neutrals, browns on my eyes. I know that people don't say to put highlighter under your eyes, but I just want to see what it looks like. I don't see what the big deal is. Plus, this is my makeup and I can do what I want. So I'm just going to put a little teensy bit under my eyes. Can y'all see that a little bit? I don't think it looks bad. What's the big deal? A little bit right here. Right here. I love it when the light shines there and you move your head around and you can see the highlight, whatever it's called. Okay, I'm going to try to highlight, contour my nose. And I have this Kida Beauty, what is it, like bronzer contour. And this is in the shade Taupe, so this is a cool tone. So it's more of a bronzer. And I need to find a good brush to use. What is this brush? What do I use this for? That seems big. Okay, let me try this brush. I'm just going to dip in it a little tiny bit. I'm just going to go on the sides of my nose. I just want it to have like some kind of a shape. But the problem is that when I used to do this before, it made my nose look more crooked than it is. So I'm going to try to straighten it up with the contour. I don't know if it's really, it looks good in person, but on the camera I can still see that I have a severely crooked nose. That's why I'm kind of going over the top. Yeah, there's no hope. No hope for my nose. See, in person it looks good. But on camera it still looks crooked. Oh well. I don't know if the Amazon man was just here, but he's outside. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use this e.l.f. blush quad, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. I don't know if you can see, but it's got like little glitters in it. It's like a corally orange, pink, whatever, with some glitter in it. So I want to try that out. And I like to pat my products on so that I'm not, I mean, I know I set my face and everything with powder, but I'm still afraid of the underneath part like coming up. So I just like to pat my stuff in. And I messed up my highlighter again. Maybe I should go back to putting my blush on first so I don't keep messing up my highlight, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I've heard people call it different things. So what's next? For bronzer, I'm going to use the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce. And this is it here. Look, I'm down. It came with a mound on top and I'm down. The mound is almost gone. Very exciting. And I'm putting this bronzer like between the hollow of my cheeks and my cheekbones. Seems like my cheeks take bronzer really well, powder bronzer, but my forehead doesn't. And I don't know why I keep having to go over and over with the powder bronzer. And it's like the opposite with the cream bronzer. The cream bronzer, my forehead takes bronzer really well and my cheeks don't. So I don't know what's going on with my face. All right, what's next? I think that's it. And I'll come back and we'll do some eyeshadow. So I brought out this blast from the past. This is my Morphe 35F Fall Into Fabulous palette. And I really love this palette. I just don't use it very often anymore because I have new palettes to play with. But as you can see, at one time, I really liked it. I've hit pan here and here and here. And I really like this palette. This was one of my very first palettes. These used to have names. These shades used to have names, but I lost the slip that the names were on. Where can I put this? Out of my way. So I'm just gonna have to tell you what the color looks like. So I'm gonna go in with a light tan shade for my transition. This is such a nice palette. I don't know why I don't have more Morphe palettes. This is a palette that I kind of bought by accident because I saw this girl using it, but it turns out it wasn't this palette she was using. But I still really love this palette. It's really nice for fall. That's why it's called Fall Into Fabulous. Has some nice fall shades in here. So don't be surprised if you see me using this in the fall, which is coming up soon, y'all. It's already September. I'm so happy because I'm so sick of this hot weather. I'm ready for some 70s, 60s, 50s, and then for 2 days it'll be like 40s. I love that. I love having my windows open when I'm all snuggled under my comforter when it's 50 degrees outside. So nice. Watching football with the windows open, watching my Gators play with the windows open. It's like my favorite thing to do. Although I don't know how much football I can watch this year because I don't have live TV anymore. Everything I watch is on like Hulu, not the live version, but you know what I mean? Like I don't have any live TV. So I'm going to go into a mid-tone brown when taking a smaller brush. Actually, yeah, let me go into this mid-tone brown. I kind of want to use colors that I don't always use out of this palette, but I seem to be gravitating towards the ones I always use. I'm just going to put that in my crease to define the crease a little bit. And blend that up slightly, but not as far as I blended the first shade up. And then I'm going to take my angled brush and I'm going to go into, do I want this one with the sparkles in it or no? I can't decide. Sparkles or no sparkles? I think sparkles. So this is like a dark brown with some sparkles in it. I don't know if you'll be able to see the sparkles. Probably not. Yeah, you can't really see the sparkles, but that's all right. It's still a nice shade of brown. All right, I'm going to take the first brush and I'm going to go into the second shade and I'm just going to blend out the dark shade with that. I'm going to take my fluffy brush with nothing on it, just go over the top and the edges. And then for a shimmer shade, let me see, what do I want to go into? This gold is calling to me, or this shade. No, you can't really see that too well. How about this shade? It's like an antique yellow gold, or this shade. I like that. Or like a different shade altogether, like pink. Let me try this shade. No. I think the third one, oh, I have to remember where I swatched that. I think I remember which one it is. So I'm going to get my flat brush and I'm going to spray some setting spray on it. Oh, it picked up a lot. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush with nothing on it and kind of blend in the inner corner here, because that shimmer created a sharp line and I don't want that. I'm going to wipe this brush off and I'm going to go into the first shade that's in the palette. No, the second shade, because it's a shimmer. I'm going to take this right underneath my brow bone. That looks pretty. And then I'm also going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to go into that same shade. I'm going to put it right in my inner corner. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to go put on some lashes, but I want to show you these lashes. These I got from Amazon, but they're Lily lashes and they're in the shade Houston. Look how cool those lashes look. So these are the ones I'm going to put on. I also got some that are Orlando because I had to get those because I'm in Orlando. I'm also going to get ones that are Miami, but those are like 20 bucks. So I have to hold off on that. So I'm going to go put these on and my lip liner and I'll be back. All right, so for lip liner, I use Colourpop in the shade Brink. And then I'm using this no-name lipstick again, this tiny little lipstick I got in Ipsy. Such a nice color though. Okay, you guys, that's going to do it for me. Excuse me, I'm just hitting puberty. That's going to do it for me. Look at these eyelashes. Aren't they beautiful? Those are nice. I'm not going to put any mascara on the tops of them because these are kind of expensive and I want them to last me a while. I can't wait to try the Orlando ones too. I think they're going to be so cute. All right, so that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.